All right. All right. Welcome, everyone. You're in the huddle. Me, Coach Muddle, flying solo tonight. Nevada Nick, gets a new car, fancy car, got to be driving it around. And, I don't think he could handle actually, I don't think it's safely to be driving around doing a show at the same time. Didn't think it was a good idea. And once we get the phone lines in, which will be shortly, hopefully, he'll be able to call in when he's doing that. But for right now, it's just me flying solo. I wanted to let me bring this up here right now because I just saw, there's been a lot of people talking. Yeah, Billy, we know you're driving. Okay. Billy's driving. We know Billy's driving somewhere. Anyway, a lot of people jumping on the Giants and their offensive coordinator, former Dallas Cowboy head coach, former Giants backup, Jason Garrett. And I just wanted to throw this out to everyone who is laughing, oh, the Giants are going to be terrible. He was terrible with Dallas. Well, just because of Jerry doesn't mean they weren't good. Statistically, last year, the Dallas Cowgirls had the number one statistical offense in the league. Okay. They were ranked number one. And also it said in his 10-year stint as head coach of the Dallas Cowgirls, he had them in the top. They were ranked statistically 7 of the 10 years. They were ranked in the top 10. So, with that being said, if we're going to go ranking stuff, I mean, obviously, receiver you give to Dallas. Offensive line, you got to give to Dallas. Now, running back, I think that's a coin toss. I mean, equally there. Quarterback, man, it's tough, but you have to I'm just going to go Dallas right now because of the experience, because Dak hasn't done anything as the starting quarterback. And I guess it rubs me the wrong way when you have accomplished nothing and you want to be paid for something you didn't do. You haven't done anything because the contract that you are getting is based on past performance, not future. That's your rookie deal. That's why the rookie deal is minimal now. Well, I wouldn't say minimal, but it's a smaller portion. So you are playing that rookie deal to get the big deal. And when you are okay, I'll put you in the top 15, but I don't think you're in the top 10 of quarterbacks in the league. I can go through and name a whole bunch of other quarterbacks that are better than you, who have won something. And you're turning down big time money. I mean, somebody's talking to you wrong, because first you said, oh, I want the guy in Seattle money. Jerry said, okay, here it is. And then you said no. I mean, that guy, MVP, Super Bowl MVP, got some accolades, got some stuff to warrant some big money, earned it. It's a novel concept, right? Earned it. And then, you get, so now what do you want? Because you haven't earned anything. You haven't won a playoff game. You haven't been to a Super Bowl. So in essence, you haven't won a Super Bowl. So you're not a Super Bowl MVP. What I mean, what are you that you deserve top five money? I just don't understand. I don't see it. So and I digress because I could sit here all night and talk about how Dak is not the guy for the Cowboys. And I'm going to tell you that they didn't just sign Andy Dalton to be a backup. And, and I'm sure I've heard this saying being tossed around. Well, look what the Eagles were able to do when their starter went down. They were able to win the Super Bowl. Okay. But, not for nothing, Nick Foles been in the system for a while. He's, part of that team for a while, not just a minute. But with that being said, I think if you put Andy Dalton at quarterback with the talent that is on that Dallas team, they become a better team with Dalton than they do with Prescott. Absolutely. Hands down, I would put them as the division front runner with Andy Dalton as their quarterback, not as Dak. I'm just saying, and I can see them franchising Dak this year and saying, see ya, because now you have Andy Dalton who could go ahead and parlay this like Ryan Tannehill over in Tennessee, who just goes to show you, how bad a quarterback Adam Gase is, or quarterback coach, I should say, or just coach, period. Adam Gase is not a good coach. So the Jets are not going to win with Adam Gase. And unfortunately, Sam Darnold is just going to be Sam Darnold, unfortunately. So that's what's going to happen with that. But back to this, I just feel that the whole Dak Prescott is kind of comical, especially now when you really need to be trying to get together with your team and get together and because I think these veteran teams are going to be so much more ahead of these teams with new coaches and new systems, and young teams are just not going to be as successful. That's why I really think the Saints, I have to put the Eagles in that category, and the Ravens, this is kind of, year three with their quarterback. So those are the teams that I think are going to do well with getting in this year when we start to play football and get going. So it'll be interesting to see. But I really wanted to talk a little bit more about the Giants, and I really think that we're not going to be able to see this new offense yet, and they haven't been able to practice it. But I think it really is going to benefit, if Daniel Jones can come in and get rid of some of those turnovers, bring that down a little bit. Mostly it's the fumbles. Look, interceptions, they're going to come. You're throwing the ball so much. And everybody got on that stat for Winston, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. But, and I'm sorry, I don't have it, but I looked at it. I had looked it up. I had the stat and I don't, but for the amount of times he threw the football, it's really a low percentage. So like Drew Brees, his is like really, really tiny. a percentage when you compare that number. Anyway, but it's the fumbles that get us. It's those fumbles that Daniel Jones, and my biggest concern, which it has been from Jump Street, and you've heard me say this from the time he was drafted, and I keep beating the drum, is he was really good against subpar talent. Subpar talent, he looked like all world. But when he was against talented teams, he had issues. Now you put him in the NFL, really good against some subpar teams, and then against good talent, he was not very good. So we'll see how that all plays out this year and how he develops. Still not sold on Ingram. Hopefully the new coach and we'll get him more involved. You think of Joe Judge coming from the Patriots and how they used Gronk and how big of a piece he was to their offense. So you kind of hope, can Ingram be that Gronk type guy for the offense? And really, I see that you saw a glimpse of it really, not last year, but the year before. You really saw that when that albatross and cancer faked an injury and wasn't on the field, because you saw what teams had to do was really load the box up for Barkley, and that really opened things up in the middle with the tight end, and he was, the last half of that season, he led the league in yardage and catches. So you saw some of that. So can it be the next that Gronk type guy and go? Because you have Sterling Shepard there and Slayton on the outside. Really excited about Slayton. I've said this before. I really think he has the opportunity to be a big time receiver in this league, and especially if that opens up again with that, you'll see Barkley, they hog the box, and that's why you see a lot of these receivers become very, very they look good. He looked good last year because they were, putting 8 guys in the box and bringing things down, and he was able to get out in front. So that is going to be really interesting in year 2 to be able to develop with Daniel Jones. Obviously, they're not able to, OTAs and all this stuff. So, hopefully they're in Florida or Arizona where professional sports is considered essential, and they're able to start practicing and get together with that. So I'm really excited to see year 2 with Slayton. He's really a guy I'm looking at. Offensively, we really, and you go with as the offensive line goes. So we're excited with this offensive line. We still have some holes. Center is a big hole now. I mean, we don't know, are the Giants going to go and take Nate Solder and move him over to the right tackle spot and put the rookie starting day one? And we'll see. And the Perp kid, I liked him. I saw a little bit, just some clips, some highlights of him playing. Was really, really excited about what that can be. 2 bookend tackles, being on each side of Daniel Jones and helping that running game. So do you just put Nate Solder on the right side? But center, and I know we drafted that guard, that kid in the 5th round from Oregon, and we're going to try and make him a center. I personally am not a big fan of trying to convert a guy. And I look, I know those guys, a lot of those guards were centers. They move, they back and forth. But there's the but. Okay, it's different. You're the center. You're making some, you got to read the line. You got to do some different things, and you got to get the ball snapped. And you haven't done it in a while. It's going to take some time. And I'm not a big fan of that. I really thought that there would be the Giants would have picked a legitimate, true center coming out of college with that. So we'll see. There's still those question marks because as that offensive line develops and can get and gel together, and you have that explosive weapon in Barkley. And I feel like, oh man, are we going to be like the Detroit Lions with Barry Sanders and really just not be able to put it all together and just kind of watch him have a good career and move on? Because as much as I hate to say it, you Giant fans across the board all know the Giants aren't going to pay that kind of money to Barkley. I just don't see him getting that big contract, like the kid down in Carolina got. I just don't see the Giants paying the money, and I just think that you wasted that pick. You wasted that number 2 pick when you could have gotten traded out of that pick. If you weren't going to get a quarterback, you were sold on not getting a quarter, you could have traded back and got assets, and you didn't do that. And again, it's back to, we're back in, I feel like we are back in the late 70s and we're in a different time. So, Roger Goodell doesn't have a set of balls like Pete Rozelle did when he went and basically kicked in the mayor's door and said, look, we're giving you a general manager to run this damn team because you guys don't know what the hell you're doing. And, you're in the biggest damn market in the world and you can't be putting this product on the field. And I think we're at that point again. I really do. I think we're at that point. We're at that point. Dave Gettleman is not the guy. He's just not the guy. Maybe he's a great number 2. He's not number 1. Unfortunately, not number 1. It's just, that's the way I feel. I've been saying this. Not a big fan of Dave Gettleman and what he has been doing. And I think they should have got rid of Dave Gettleman a long time ago. And unfortunately, what's going to happen is this. Because of this draft here, Joe Judge, great coach, and he's going to be like the Jerry Reese, got some decent pieces and was able to put a Super Bowl together, and boom! Oh, and I really think he kind of fell into those Super Bowls but Jerry Reese was just terrible at draft picks. Didn't really know, was really bad, and you really know if a guy is good or not, because where did they go? How long have they been out of a job? That's the way I kind of look at these guys at that level. How long were you out of the job? And Jerry Reese still out of a job. You don't hear his name, so that should tell you something. Should tell you, but it is kind of what it is as far as that goes. And now we go to the defensive side of the ball, where why is it that we think that we can get a legitimate pass rusher in the 5th, 6th, 7th round? I just don't buy that. I just am not buying that. I am just not buying that you are going to get the next, great pass rusher in that late rounds. I mean, those are. I just feel like you're getting Robin in that round. You're getting some Robins in that round. And don't get me wrong, you might find a Batman in there and a late bloomer and develop and he all of a sudden becomes, but it really doesn't tell us, it really doesn't show that happens very often. So I really just don't see it. We've really lacked, and I don't know why the belief is, oh, it's the back end of this defense that we need to fix. Okay. And I don't care who you are. I don't care. Deion Sanders was back there. If you don't have a pass rush, you don't have a defensive backfield. It doesn't matter, because when guys are running around, not for nothing, but Janoris Jenkins said it. And granted, the Giants got all mad about it and pissed off and they cut him. Okay. But he said it. When you got to run around and chase a guy for 5, 6, 7 seconds, I don't care who you are, you can't cover him that long. Plain and simple. It's plain and simple. The defense. We just don't have a pass rush. Linebackers, that Connolly was really high on him last year. And funny story, I went sitting there watching the game. I'm like, man, I like this guy. We haven't had a good linebacker. I'm really excited. Getting ready. I ordered my daughter a jersey. I'm like, you know what? Get me a Connolly shirt. Not going the jersey route yet. Get a shirt. Just in case, bam. I think I hit send on the order. Bam, next play blows out his knees, done. So, it's but we're looking for him to come back and getting some pieces in that front seven. And I think the back four guys, we're still mixing and matching it, and we're a little closer there than we are on the pass rush, because damn, Leonard's he's more of an interior guy, and really don't know what we're going to see with the new defense, but we'll see how that goes with, but we need a stud pass rusher. And I just don't think that we have that guy yet, that's going to line up and get be that guy that, oh man, I got to worry about where is number whatever, where is he coming from? I got to find, well, the quarterback doesn't come to the line and look around and go, well, who am I worried about on defense coming at me? Nobody. There's nobody. Do we have to shift? We're not there. Nobody's shifting protection against somebody on that defense, and that is a big issue. So we're really going to see how things work with the new defense. I'm very excited, very pumped up to see how it's all going to work out with that. We're going to see. We'll be next. By the way, a little plug. You check out across the bottom, scrolling there. Jen White, the professor, friends of the show. Check her out. I know we're getting ready to get unlocked. You're going to be wanting to travel. So check her out, her email, hit her up on her email there. So keytotheworldtravel.com, check her out. And for your next trip. And, I'm pretty excited for football. I think, the NFL is doing it right. They're sticking to their schedule pretty much. I think we're going to miss some OTAs. But I think really come July, I think camp will open ready to go. I think there's more of an issue with college because, NFL, where, you look at the Jets, the Giants, who, by the way, they're in Jersey, so it'll be a little bit different. I know they're up in that like epicenter, but very easily be able to come down, and it's the college game that concerns me because I know there's a lot of talk of schools not even going back in the fall. So not opening up and not doing, and that's what concerns me, is that college season for those kids and how it's going to really hurt those guys, especially, here's those teams that finished up last year. Oh man, I got, few weeks ago, we had Coach Beatty from University of Pittsburgh on, and he said how many returning starters they have on both sides of the ball, and they're really excited about really making some moves in the ACC, and really giving Clemson some trouble, and they're really excited. And I really hate to see a team like that miss an opportunity to do it. And there's going to be quite a few teams like that. I mean, if college football can't play, that's my concern. I think the NFL, we're going to see NFL football because that'll happen. It's the college game that really concerns me. I don't think that we're going to get a lot of headway with that, because I just think that you have so many schools talking about, oh, well, we're not going to start back till January. Well, there goes the football season. What are you going to do? You're going to start football in January? I mean, I just don't see it, and it'll be unfortunate if that were to happen. So, let me touch base a little bit. Yesterday, if you checked us out, we had a little bit of snafus with the madman Mancini. We're going to get him back. I'm going to coach him up here over the weekend. We're going to get him together and get him going with get him on and get it going. I'm going to be joining him next Friday as well for the Phillies alumni show. So he's going to have a bunch of former Philadelphia Phillies on, which should be fun and exciting. I'll get you more details as they come. So the new schedule, just so you know, we're going to go Monday through Thursday. I just feel like Friday right now with nothing going, not really a lot of things going on. Got a lot of other folks doing stuff Friday, happy hours, this and that, and I'm letting let's let that go. And Monday through Thursday, we're gonna go. Mancini's gonna be our regular Wednesday guy. We'll find out. We'll get Billy back in here some way, form or another. We'll get him in and get him going. And the professor and the rest of the crew, we'll get them in as well. Of course, Nevada Nick tonight, he's out driving his fancy car around, showing it off to whoever is looking out their window, I guess, is like parading around. I don't know. But anyway, so he's not with us tonight. We're just saying, it's just me solo, talking a little Giants, going over some stuff, and just hanging out. It's fun. I got some stuff lined up for next week, and as those things get kind of more confirmation on some of those things, I will pass them on. It'll be coming up, so it'll be fun as we get just look at it one day closer to sports. Can the MLB get it together with the players and whatnot, and hope that there's baseball. I think they need to sit down and really figure it out long and hard and get on the field, for them, because we need something to do before football starts, obviously, because, and then we got NASCAR this weekend coming. So check out, I think Nevada Nick said he was going to put something out on social media about picking a winner for the race for Sunday, so you might want to check that out as well. We'll get him something for him. I think he said he was going to put that out, but if not, we'll be here Monday. We'll talk about some racing on Monday. We'll talk and we'll talk whatever else comes up. I really am just getting. As we get closer, it's really the school football that I'm worried about, with all these, a lot of places with the talk of not going back to school till January. And it really, really, I think is going to be tough football wise for at that level, at those levels, really, really going to be tough. to watch it, not watch it, but watch it develop, because you know how much goes into football and how it is such a year round, and now boom, you've stopped. You stopped. So normally kids who are okay, they're playing baseball, they're playing other sports in the summertime, they're staying active. Now they're not, so they're just kind of doing nothing. And then for them to have to go, almost 12 or I'm sorry, 9-10 months without really getting into real conditioning. And it's a little bit different when you're out on the field with 60, 70 of your buddies and you got some guys yelling and screaming at you, than trying to, be in your living room and, watching some video or something. It's really a tough deal. And I think all the sports across the board, not just football, as I talk football a lot, not just football, it's going to be all the sports across the board is really going to take a real nosedive. So hopefully we can get it back out and get them on the field and get them training. And, I look at some of these things now, obviously football a little different, but, baseball, I mean, last I checked, I don't think anybody is 6 feet near each other, right? I mean, I guess the batter and the catcher kind of close and the umpire got to be there. But, I guess that's I guess, but the rest of that, I think they're fine. But I guess, play at the plate, the bag, whatever. I mean, I guess you could go back to, back in the backyard rules. You remember, okay, if you hit it there, it's an automatic double. And if you, remember you had all these rules. So, when you just played, it was just like you and your buddy. Okay, if you hit a ground ball, went through, okay, it's a single. That's it. That's all you get. No extra bases. Okay, fly ball and it lands in the outfield. Okay, that's a double. And hits the fence on a line drive. That's a triple. And obviously ground rule double bounce over. That's ground rule double, but home run. And you have those different things where I just think you can get out there and get some baseball in. The kids can play some baseball. I really think it could be. I mean, what do? We eliminate the catcher. What do? We could put up, the throwback with the little square box, and if the ball hits in the box, it's a strike. I mean, me personally, we played wiffle ball, or we used to put a lawn chair behind there, and any part of the chair that got hit was a strike. So if you make that wiffle ball curve, man, and curve right into the chair, or something, we can come up with something to get these kids out of the house and play something, So we'll see. It'll be more discussion on that. I'm sure when Billy comes back, he'll have a lot to say about it and whatnot. So, but I tonight, I'm going to cut it a little bit short tonight. Because it's me solo. You don't want to hear me rambling on. There's no argument, but I appreciate you guys checking me out. Remember, just like the Facebook page, you can go over and check this out on Facebook or YouTube, Facebook. And also, you want to check it out. I put it up as a podcast, any one of your podcasting apps that you want to see. So check it out. I appreciate everybody. And we'll see everybody on Monday. Thanks for checking it out. And have a great weekend. Enjoy.